So hi everybody, I'm Marie Jenkins from Wellbeing and welcome to our first speaking newsletter. So each month we share tips and tricks for our own wellbeing and personal development. And every month we have a different topic. So we'll be sharing details about each of our topics in our newsletter and what's coming up. So we also look at our own 5 ways to wellbeing journey, looking at the 5 ways to wellbeing model. So last month saw the exciting return of our podcast, The Secret Diary of Marie Jenkins 47 plus. And we're super excited about this season because we've got some awesome feedback from our first 4 episodes that we released in May. So that shows us that we're doing the right thing, and hopefully there'll be many more fantastic episodes to come. Now, this season we've done things differently. So we've invited guests and panelists to give their views on a range of industry topics. Now, those people that are already tuning in and have subscribed will know that we cover 4 distinct categories. So I'm just going to remind you as to what they are. So the first Tuesday of the month, we look at business startups. The second week of the month, we look at education. The third week of the month, we look at housing and communities. And then on the 4th Tuesday of the month, we explore wellbeing. So you can subscribe today. So we release our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify and Apple, but you can also watch it here on our YouTube channel. Or you can watch some of our previous podcast interviews on our YouTube channel too, so they're all there for you to go and access. So I want to talk a bit about what we've got coming up in June. So June sees our Business Startup Week with 3 awesome panelists. So we've got Dan Barker from Dan Barker Studios. We've got Lucy Barkas from 3WH. And we've got Ali Bagley from Ali Bagley Coaching. And we're exploring 3 distinct different topics all around business startups. So that's going to be a tremendous episode. Then we've got our education week. So that one, we have 2 panelists on there. So we have David Bosworth that works at the Royal Agricultural University in Cirencester. So looking forward to that. And Louise Roberts, which is a business that's potentially an unusual one to get into, which is food science. So Louise Roberts comes from Alimenti Food Safety, so we're looking forward to that. And she's recently joined me in becoming an enterprise advisor with Ridgeway Academy, so hence why she's involved in our education week. And she's hoping to inspire more young people into moving into that sort of STEM industries, so food science being one of them. So that's going to be great. Then we've got our Housing and Communities Week. Now this one is going to be superb because we've got 3 panelists for this. So we've got Alan Clark from Exponential Coaching, who explores how he can help executives be better leaders. So that's going to be fantastic. Then we've got Nick Aitken from Yorkshire Housing, who's a fantastic inspirational CEO. And then we've got Alistair McIntosh, who I first come across when I watched his YouTube videos called First Things First, and he's from Housing Quality Network, so super excited for that. Then we have our Wellbeing Week, and again we've got 3 guests. So we've got Hilary Sims, who is a counsellor. We've got Lisa Ty from Lisa Ty Coaching and Therapies, which is fantastic. And also I want to congratulate Lisa because she left her job last week and now she's working full-time on her business. So huge congratulations to Lisa. And then we've got Gary Jones, who was a previous guest in season 1 from Physio 206, who's an expert in all things physio and well-being. So as you can see, fantastic lineup, and really excited to be releasing those throughout June on a Tuesday. Now, talking about June, we're concentrating on our new interpersonal skills topic, and for June it is going to be emotional intelligence. So basically, if you scroll down on our videos, if you're listening or watching on YouTube, you will find that we have a range of animation videos which are filled with hints and tips on how you can improve your various interpersonal skills. And then this month we have our emotional intelligence video. So please go along and take a watch of that animation video. It's literally, we call it bite-sized because it's just literally a couple of minutes. So that's fantastic. Then also coming up in June, on the second Wednesday of the month, we release our interpersonal skills blog. Now this is released on LinkedIn, so please go and subscribe to our blogs, and every month we have a blog with various experts included in our feedback about interpersonal skills. Excitingly, our first workshop of the month is always on the first Thursday at 2 o'clock, and that's online. And you can find out more about our emotional intelligence workshop that's coming up on the 2nd of June. And that one's called Love You, Love Others. So you can find out more and get your tickets by visiting our website. So that's a bit about what we've got going on in June. But now I want to share with you our 5 ways to wellbeing journey. So every month we share what we've done previously or what we've got coming up and what we're looking forward to. So we use the 5 ways to wellbeing model. So one of the first elements of that is about keeping learning. So many people became first-time authors during the pandemic, and that was us included, which saw the launch of our first book, Burnout to Bold, in October 2021. Now, they say everyone has got a book in them, and while you think to yourself, I'd like to do that, but maybe it's a step too far, but we would say absolutely go for it. Now, it might mean you need to learn a new skill, but there are so many experts out there that can help you bring your dream of your book to reality. So I'm going to share with you 4 experts that have helped me achieve that dream of writing my first book. And the first one is a lady called Vicky Fraser from Moxie Books. Now, Vicky is a very talented business owner. She's also a podcaster, and you can also find her videos on YouTube. But she totally helped me get my thoughts in order. So once I'd come up with the idea I was going to write a book, she helped me get my thoughts in order, providing me with templates to help me structure my book, etc. So go and have a look at Vicky Fraser. The other person that I'd like to give a shout out to is Steve Pitt from Steve Pitt Graphic Design. Now, when you're going to do a book, you also need to give some thought into what the cover is going to be looking like. You know, you want it to stand out on a shelf because so many people are writing books. What will make yours reach out to that audience? So Steve Pitt did an awesome job of our book cover, Burnout to Bold, and we're so chuffed with that. And then Ali Bagley from Ali Bagley Coaching. She is the lady that helped me. Once I wrote my first draft, she helped me get it into a publishable format, basically. And she helped me publish the book and get it put on Amazon and Kindle and those sort of things. So really valuable to have somebody who's an expert in that. So thank you very much to Ali. And then The other person I want to give a special mention to is Kathy Scott from Hands On at Work. She's also the author of her own award-winning book, Rubbing Shoulders with the Best. Now, the reason why I want to give Kathy a shout out at this point is because she was one person that believed in me, in that I could write my own book, and she was my critical friend, if you like. So she read it, she asked me questions: why have you put this, could you put that? And that super helped me be a critical friend, if you like. So that was really, really valuable to me. And if you're going to write a book, you need to have somebody who you can trust, who's going to give you that honest feedback, because you want your book to be the best it can be. So that's about keep learning. So if you want to write your own book, I would say go for it. You could absolutely do it. Now, on to our second element of our 5 ways to wellbeing journey. The second element is called take notice. Now, if you're feeling inspired by the first element of keep learning, now I want you to just take a breath. Did you know that you can improve your mental health and increase your healing by creative writing? That is actually a true story. So we want to help you to be mindful as you start your journey to writing your book. And here I'm going to give a special mention to a lady who's an absolute incredible writer and has wrote 2 books which I've read and super excited for her next one. And that is Lisa Billingham. Lisa's wrote the 2 books, so there's Katie, a new chapter, and then there's Tom. And basically it's all around the premises of the books is it's about Katie, but it's the different characters that are in her first book that she then goes on to explore in her subsequent books. So yeah, brilliant read, fantastic, really enjoyed it. But Lisa, just going to say, if you do need that bit of mindfulness help, she's holding a face-to-face event on the 7th of July, which is a free face-to-face event. Or if you want to think, yes, you can't make the 7th of July, but you'd like to get in touch with Lisa, you can contact her via her website for a virtual cuppa. She's also got an online creative writing course which might help you, so as well as all of the other wonderful people that I told you about earlier. So take a breath. Now you've made the decision you're going to do it, go and find somebody who can help you, or contact Lisa and have a chat, explore it further, see how you get on. So the third element of our 5 ways to wellbeing is about connecting. Now, while I'm on the topic of writing, I'm going to share some exciting news. Drum roll. We've just finished writing our first draft of our second book. Woohoo! And this one is different because it's aimed at teenagers. And it's called The Secret Emoji Diary of a Teenager. And the whole premise of this book is helping teenagers prepare for adulthood. So it's similar to Burnout to Bold, but it's got more age-specific content for teenagers. Now, writing for young people requires a completely different skill, and that is something that I've found out. And we've used the opportunity that we had when we attended the careers fair at Woodrush High School to speak to students, find out what's happening with them. And that's been really insightful. And I also spoke to a gentleman called Kevin Brook, who is part of Worcestershire Lit. And he's an author in his own right, specifically for children. And his book's called The Objector. And he also sort of opened my eyes to the different style of writing you need to do when you're writing for children. So that's been really great. And then also I'm waiting for feedback from my new beta reader. So Kathy Scott did my first book, and I'm very, very appreciative that Wendy Pugh, who's the wife of Nigel Pugh from Impact Aerials, has extended her arm of friendship and said, go on, send me the book, I'll have a read. So I think her and her daughter will be having a look and giving me some feedback. So I'm really appreciative. So in terms of the connections, is to be appreciative and grateful for the people and the networks that you have around you, because they're the ones that propel you forward and help you get results. So I'm really appreciative of the people that are around me. Now, the next element of our 5 ways to well-being is called be active. So I know many of you know that I'm a complete passionate person when it comes to cycling. I absolutely love it. So we're going to be doing a new cycle challenge in June. So in previous years we've done bike tours, but we're doing it differently this year. So we've signed up to a cycle challenge on behalf of the Great Ormond Street Hospital. So we'll be cycling 100 miles through June in a way of raising funds. So that is fantastic. And I'll tell you a bit more about that in a little while. But in terms of being active, we've stepped up our activity through May. So we've been walking a lot more in our local park, Waisley Hills Country Park. And we've also returned to face-to-face exhibitions. Now, you might be thinking, what has that got to do with being active? But it's absolutely incredible the amount of miles that you walk and steps that you achieve when you attend as a business owner these face-to-face exhibitions. Now, we're really pleased that they've returned. And what we did in May is we attended the beauty show at Coventry Arena. And it was lovely because through the course of that day of looking around all the different exhibitions, we increased our steps by thousands. It's amazing how many miles you can walk in the course of travelling around these exhibitions. But the great thing about the beauty show, and you're probably wondering, why was I going to the beauty show? It was because they also have a sister event, so connected to it, called the Holistic Health Show, which had got lots of fantastic exhibitors, that help and look at your health and well-being. So that was really beneficial. And while I was there, I met a lady, a new contact, from something called the Green Woman. Now, she's got a range of organic body care alternatives. And first of all, I picked up the flyer and then I was walking around. And then when I read the flyer, I thought, I need to go back and speak to this lady. So she does a product, well, she does many products, but the product that stood out to me was something called Fit Pit. Now, you're probably wondering, what is it? But basically, what it is it's a cream alternative to aerosol deodorants, which I thought, wow, how innovative is that? I need to go and speak to this lady. So, so that's what I did. And I purchased some, so I'm going to be seeing how I get on with my cycling and using this new cream deodorant. I just thought, what a more environmentally friendly alternative to aerosols. So yeah, in terms of being active, to go back to my point, is we've been increasing our walking. We've been looking at ways that we can increase our activity, and walking at these exhibitions is just one way. So yeah. Then on to our fifth and final element of the 5 ways to wellbeing, and that is giving back. So as I alluded to in our Get Active segments, we have enrolled on this new bike challenge, and it's 100 miles throughout June. And to be fair, if you're not a huge person that does lots of cycling, there's an opportunity to do it through running or walking. Go and have a look at the Great Ormond Street Facebook page. You can go and sign up there. There's a huge number of people that have already signed up to do it in June. 100 miles might sound a lot, but if you break that down across the whole of the month, it is totally achievable, and I totally believe in you. So I would say, if you're going to be doing physical activity, how about doing it for a charity? One, you might be inspiring others to start being more physically active. And two, you're raising money for an incredible cause. So, and that cause can be whatever one is more passionate to you, more relevant to your family, etc. So those are our 5 ways to well-being for the month of June. Now, I'm just going to give, I always have this segment in my newsletter, and it's a housing news and education news. So my housing news for June is, I just want to give a quick shout out and good luck to a lady called Hazel O'Halloran. Sorry for the pronunciation. Now, I met Hazel through Matthew Bard's social housing roundtable events, and she's the homelessness lead at Bromford. But she posted that she's going to be speaking at the Fringe Festival at Housing 2022 on the 28th to the 30th of June. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Hazel and wish her all the best. Sounds like Housing 2022 is going to be a fantastic 2-day event. Actually, it's 3 days, 28th to 30th, that's right. So if you haven't got your tickets, go and have a look at the Chartered Institute of Housing website. They've got some awesome speakers, of which Hazel is just one. Education news, I just wanted to give a shout out because coming up this month we have National Volunteers Week. Many of you will know that I am a volunteer in 2 capacities. So I volunteer with Extra Care Longbridge Village, and I work in the gym there 1 afternoon a week for a couple of hours. So that's my one volunteering opportunity. The other one is I'm an enterprise advisor with Ridgeway Academy as part of the Careers and Enterprise Company. So look out for my posts from the 1st to the 7th of June, because we'll be doing some posts about National Volunteers Week. And I want to ask you, are you interested in giving back by volunteering in some way? The Careers and Enterprise Company are always looking for new enterprise advisors. So if you work in business and you feel that you can give back to the next generation by inspiring them, by supporting them with work experience, in giving your area of expertise, basically, they're always looking for new volunteers. And it's been a phenomenal journey for me. I love it. I've been so fortunate to partner with Ridgeway Academy, which is in Asford Bank in Redditch. And I'm also excited because this year we've got new careers at Ridgeway. So we've got a new role as careers lead, which is Jo. And we've also got Rebecca Dixon, who's from Studley High School, but she's coming in to do careers specifically with Ridgeway as well, a couple of days a week. So it's exciting times, a complete new team. I've also got Helen from the Careers and Enterprise Company that's taken over from the wonderful Linda Garner. So we've got a fantastic new team with Helen Airdrie, Rebecca and Jo on board. So looking forward to that. So yeah, so I was just to say, National Volunteers Week, 1st to the 7th of June. If you're interested in volunteering in any capacity, then I would urge you to get involved. It's fantastic as part of your careers, your corporate social responsibility element strategy. So yeah, have a think about it. And then I've covered most things, but I just want to give a shout out because clearly this weekend we have an extended week, bank holiday weekend. Woohoo! So I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody who's going to be celebrating the Platinum Jubilee this weekend. In fact, I remember back in 1977, so what, I'd have been 5 at the time, we had a massive Silver Jubilee street party where I lived in Redditch. and it was fantastic. So looking forward to the celebrations this weekend. I'm going to be making my own platinum pudding, which I shall share my posts once I've done it successfully. So go and have a look at my Facebook page, see how my pudding turns out. But we will be raising a glass to the Queen and celebrating this weekend. And I just want to say, whatever you're up to, whatever celebrations you're doing, have a wonderful extended weekend. So that's it, really. That is my monthly newsletter. So you get an idea of the format. We hope you found it useful. Lots of contacts there for you to reach out to. Hopefully inspire you to start your new book. And if you need any help on interpersonal skills, we are here at Eventual Wellbeing. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully if we get positive feedback on speaking newsletter, we'll return again for July. So have a wonderful month, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and all the best.